So welcome back to another video. Under the US and Nigerian Copyright Acts, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes of education, and that's what this video is about. Education. We can learn from so much rubbish that happens on the street, especially the topic we are going to discuss today. As always, this content is developed under free speech protections. I have the right to hold an opinion, and this is my opinion only. You do not have to agree with it. It is my perspective. If you don't like it, go to your channel and go and comment or make a video there. Commenters, as usual, are encouraged to drop their perspectives as long as they are not insulting, especially to me. Any insulting comments, I will block your yash and you will never comment on this channel again. Okay? Now, there have been a lot of distractions in the past week and we wonder why. Today we had distractions from Gloria Vlogs about UK family show. And then, of course, Lily Pope has come out today to tell us that she's now grieving again, even though she told us she stopped a few months ago. Why is this? Well, it has come to light that there's a trial around defamation of a doctor, which is due to take place on the 13th of March 2025. So in 2 days' time. Who does the trial involve? The 4 Orange Women. Editorial, also known as Boss Lady CEO, Lily Pope or Cruise with Lily, and then the 2 sisters, Kemsey and now Jenny, also known as Mrs. Reeves. So this was posted today by Vicky's Corner. Court case update. The date has been set for the defamation case on the 13th of March, on Thursday, 2 days from today. All the individuals involved are already aware of the date and received the information since a week ago. Vicky states she's not the one who is suing. It is her husband because he was called names such as a quack, a killer, a scammer, a rapist, and a psychiatric patient. And they all need to now come and provide the evidence where they saw him doing all of those things, because the court deals with evidence and facts. So the question is, how do we even get to this point where 4 YouTubers are now finding themselves before a judge in the High Court of Bayelsa State? How?
When I see this guy, now Vicky husband. If you see this guy for any clinic, pharmacy, hospital, don't ever collect injection or medicine or anything from this guy. Because I see him for Facebook say the guy give person injection, the person die.
Dama and a fake doctor, who is also a husband.
He's not smart enough to take exams and leave the country the way other doctors are leaving Nigeria. Doctors will be doctor, we sabi wetin they do. He's a pig. You know why? It takes a pig to dig his thing into any hole where he see.
So the question is, do 4 Orange Women, do they actually have a defense for this? Because listening to the statements again, I don't think they have a leg to stand on. Now, I've already covered in detail and broken down why they don't have a defense when it comes to the defamation case. And you can look at that in this previous video. So to have a defense for defamation, the most important thing is there needs to be truth in those statements. And we proved in the previous video that there was no element of truth. So they won't be able to defend themselves when it comes to that. The problem is the videos are still public. And what I don't understand is that why would you not just take the videos down? I don't understand why you're trying to prove a point like, oh, you're so strong. As editorial said, do your worst, Vicky, do your worst. Dr. Peter, I'm coming for you, do your worst. Why just keep the videos up? Take it down. Quietly go and do your apology behind and put this behind you, because going to court is not a good thing. This kind of court case follows you for life. It is not worth it. I don't know what anybody is trying to prove. So you can see Lily, she still has her videos up. She hasn't taken them down. The woman, she called him a pig. She's calling him a fake doctor. Lily, what are you proving? Do you know how much you have to lose? The same thing with editorial. Editorial now think that she's a big girl with like guys that she can now call. Like the way she's sitting down here, like she's so... But this is the one where you called him a fake doctor. Now maybe it might be, I have not gone back to your video, so it might be that maybe you've edited out the video, the clip where you said. But for me, the most important thing to do is, don't your husband speak to you, take the videos down. It is not worth it. You can keep everything else up. What's my business? But those videos where you defame the doctor, you've got no business with the doctor. If you have a problem with Vicky's Corner, face Vicky one-to-one as woman. You didn't have to bring her husband into it. You didn't have to call him fake. You didn't have to call him a pig. You didn't have to call him a murderer. You didn't have to call him a rapist. This pure stupidity. So take the videos down. That's the first thing that I would have done to just save face. Yeah, it's not every battle that you have to win. Rather than drag it, this just reminds me of the Peace Tom situation. Editorial, all you had to do is just pay Peace Tom from the outset. You owed her over $300. Is it $319? Pay the $300. You were there stubborn until you're dragged to go and pay that money. And then you come out crying later on to say that you were dragged, you were stressed. You brought it on yourself. Now the same thing, you're still making the same mistake. You still have not learnt your lesson. You have a court case now. Instead of you to just shut this thing down straight and go to the doctor and say, I apologize. That's it. That's all you had to do. No, you have kept the videos up. You have come out still acting very defiant. It makes no sense. What are you trying to prove? You have a lot to lose. All of you have a lot to lose. So you're out there with your videos saying, Dr. Peter, I'm waiting for you two fools. Come and do your worst. I mean, just pure stupidity. I don't know who is advising you, but, go and get a lawyer, and the lawyer would more than likely say, negotiate, settle out of court. By the time this case goes before a judge and lawyers get their teeth into it, the only people that are going to get paid at the end of the day are going to be the lawyers and the doctor, because he has a very good chance of being paid. So everybody else, just to save face, your fans have not told you the right thing to do. If you had fans that were telling you the right thing to do, your fans have not told you the right thing to do. The only people that are going to get paid in this situation are going to be the lawyers. That's it. And then the doctor, who likely is going to win that case, because, if you look at my previous video, you made it public. You identified him. You made sure that people knew it was about him. So you don't have a leg to stand on. You're not going to win this case. You can't. So if I was you, even at this late stage, go and find a lawyer and go and negotiate. Do not even let this case see the inside of the court, because by the time it starts being part of that court process, that's it. It's all over. You won't have any chance to come back from that. So that's the only advice I can give. I wish your fans would advise you. Yeah. So what are the Orange women doing? Given the fact that they now have this court case hanging over their head, what are they doing? Well, we know that Jenny got married. And I said in my previous video that there are 3 reasons why she was getting married in a rush way, from the engagement that happened in October, November, and then she now got married. I think, is it 22nd of Feb? It was a rush marriage. And I said it was either because she was pregnant, she was being evicted from that house because of her calling her auntie a witch, and she couldn't stay out as a single girl because it would damage her reputation, or she was being sued. So it could be this is the reason why she married. And it's looking like that might be one of the reasons, because Jenny, you can see, she posted a video talking about the brother to the Senate President of Nigeria that was at her wedding. And who is this brother to the Senate President of Nigeria? Well, it's the Honorable Barrister Prince Ukpong Akpabio. Does that name sound familiar to any of you guys? So he is the cousin to the senator who's at the moment involved in this saga with Natasha. So it might be that Jenny has now posted this video, almost trying to say to Vicky, you do your worst, because now I've now managed to convince and dupe this guy into marrying me very, very quickly, so that I will now be protected by this powerful family, and there's nothing you can really do. Now, I was looking into her new husband's family, and it looks like there may be some relationship with the Akpabios, because I think either his father or his mother, they have the same surname. So it might be that she's now got married. She now feels that she's protected, that Vicky cannot do anything to her now, because she's now part of this powerful family who is now connected to the Senate president. And we already know what this, how connected and how powerful the Senate president is. So maybe she's thinking, oh, do your worst, Vicky. What can an ordinary consultant do when, you know, I have the cousin to the Senate president in my ear? And maybe this is what they were discussing at the wedding. So maybe this is what they were discussing. Jenny was now saying, please, sir, no, I don't marry your son, sir. I'm in court, sir. I'm one of the 4 orange women, sir. If you can help me, sir, to discharge this case, sir. So maybe that's what they were discussing there. Who knows? So maybe Jenny thinks that she's covered and she has no charges to answer. So will she be in court on Thursday? We don't know. The next orange woman doing? So the next orange woman is Kemsey. And we saw Kemsey throughout the wedding, just completely disconnected from her family, sitting by herself, pondering. She even lost her voice at one point. Maybe she was on the phone shouting, I'm going to lose my license. I get myself involved in this. Maybe that's how she lost her voice. So we've got Kemsey, who seems to be very distracted, very upset. At one point she was crying, although we know it was because of her sister leaving her to go and do Kerewa with the husband. But it also may be because she's stressed about this court case. Yeah. So why should she not be stressed? Because she is a nurse. Even if she's only a diploma nurse, she's still a nurse. And I know for a fact that Kemsey and the husband want to jap her. They're either going to the UK, they're coming to the UK, Canada, Australia, US, but they want to jap her. Kemsey did this nursing course, not because she loves nursing, but because it would give her money and it would give her the greatest opportunity to get out. And especially if she goes to the US, she will make a lot of money. But the thing that I think she's beginning to realize now, that nursing overseas is not like nursing in Nigeria, where you can do all kinds of nonsense like defame a doctor. Nothing will happen to you. By the time you step out of the country, different rules apply. So this article is talking about 7 top reasons why nurses lose their license. And one of the big ones is defamation, especially of colleagues. So maybe she's now beginning to realize how serious what she did was. There's so much out there. And like I said, if she came to the UK now, the Royal College of Nursing would be who she's under. They say it very clearly that if you have a defamation case, they will not support you. They will not protect you. Defamation they take it very, very seriously. So I think she's beginning to realize what she did. So Kemsey, once again, why would you not just, I know that you took down some of the videos on your two sisters channel, but just come out and apologize. Even if it's not public, you should have gone to Vicky's husband and apologized. This whole thing would have died down. Sometimes it's not, you don't have to choose your battles wisely. It's not every battle that you have to win. Now, let's go on to the second in command in the Orange Woman gang, EdiGolden. So what has editorial been doing? Well, we know we've seen her at the wedding trying to do as many TikToks as possible to pepper her cousin. But the thing with editorial is that she doesn't realize she has a lot to lose. Defamation is the best way to go bankrupt, as in lose all your money very, very quickly. So once again, editorial, you should have just taken those videos down. Taken them down. Even if you didn't want to apologize, take them down. But you left them up there. What are you trying to prove? I know that you're with Lily now, and Lily's telling you. Lily, remember, doesn't have any degrees that we have seen. So listening to Lily giving you this advice was not a good one. You should have taken the videos down, even if you didn't want to apologize, or gone to Vicky's husband privately and just said, look, I'm very sorry. Apologize to him. And then maybe it wouldn't have gone so far. I think the mistake all of you have made is allowing this thing to get as far as the court, which is so dangerous. So defamation is a good way to go bankrupt very, very quickly. The problem with defamation, which is a big problem for editorial, is that whether she likes it or not, like I said, if you go to the CAC website, all companies like EdiGolden Hotel have to be registered. If you're not registered, that means you're operating illegally. That means you can't even pay tax because you cannot get a tax number. So like I said, if you type in EdiGolden, you will see EdiGolden, these two EdiGoldens, which are under editorial, but this one for the hotel is inactive. She has a business name, and that's EdiGolden Skincare and Spa. So that's just a business name. That just means that she owns that name, but it's not the company. Yeah, the company is the hotel, and that hotel is inactive, as you can see. Yeah, even if you look on the B2B website, you can see once again the only thing that's active is EdiGolden Skincare and Spa, and that is just a business name. She is the sole proprietor. It is not a company. And if you look down below, you can see editorial is a proprietor, the sole proprietor. Yeah, so she's a sole proprietor in that business, but it's not the hotel. You know, this will be a problem for editorial when she goes to court and she's found guilty, which is likely to be found guilty unless Nigeria has become so corrupt, and we know that there are issues, that she will now get off, that she will pay somebody. But I think this has gone beyond that. You know why? Because I think if this was a woman going to court, we can see what's happened with Natasha. If this was woman to woman, editorial, maybe you could have gone there to maybe say one thing or the other, but you have defamed the man, you know. And I'm sorry to say it, but this is still Nigeria, and not just a man, but a consultant doctor. So I think you're going to find that you will not be able to buy your way out of this. I think editorial believes she has so much money that she can buy off the police, she can buy off judges. Editorial, you should have just apologized. The reason why there's a big issue for you with this hotel is because you made those statements sitting in your hotel as the CEO inside the hotel.
Victim husband. If you see this guy for any clinic, pharmacy, hospital, don't ever collect injection or medicine or anything.
So you made those statements as a CEO in your office in the in the hotel. So that will pose a lot of problems for you, yeah? Because they will now say that, you know, if they want to be mean, they can sue the hotel directly, because they will say that the hotel was liable for those statements. And so that means that the hotel's assets can be liquidated to pay for those damages. Now, you might say, well, the hotel is not registered. If the hotel is not registered, that equally is also a problem, because it means that it's not even protected as a limited liability company. Yeah. So that means that, you know, usually if it was registered under CAC, it would mean that if there were any issues with that company, you know, contracts that went bad or something like that, then you will be protected, or the company will be protected, because it's a limited liability company. It can only be liable for so much. But because it's no longer registered under the CAC, that means basically it's just a personal asset. It's like your house. It's like your personal asset. So when they want to sue you for defamation, then they will go after the hotel. They can go after the hotel because they can see it as your personal asset. And the cost of that defamation can run into multi-million naira settlements. Because don't forget, what you have done, you have defamed somebody's reputation. What has been said about this doctor online can impact him anywhere he goes, not just in Nigeria, but coming to the UK, going to any other country within the West. It can cause problems for him because his name is out there as this quack and as this rapist and as this murderer. So he can potentially sue for millions of naira. And the only way you're going to be able to pay for that is to liquidate that hotel. So this is a big issue for you, which could have been avoided if you'd only just taken the videos down and apologized. Apologies do not cost anything. So now let's talk about the original OG, the original orange woman, Lily Pope. What has she been up to now that she has this court case on Thursday?
So I just woke up this morning. I haven't done anything. I have not brushed.
I don't know why Lily Pope likes telling us about her teeth. Why does Lily Pope always like telling us about, whenever she tells us about her routine, it's always, I haven't brushed. It's not attractive. Anyway, let me not digress. We know that Lily always does this. Lily always comes out, clickbait, distraction, crying, You know, we know that Lily's going to be in that court crying. That's if Lily goes to court. But she'll be in that court crying. You know, so Lily now, I know she knows about the court case. And now, all of a sudden, now she's grieving again for her friend. Although we heard in the previous video that Lily, as far as she was concerned, her grieving stopped after 5 days. Is it? No, 2 days, 3 days, her grieving stopped. Now she's grieving again for her friend.
In as much as sometimes it comes to my mind, of course, a lot of times I cry. But I just got to pick up my camera because I'm not all right. Looking at what she wrote, it's been 3 months and she's not still okay.
I mean, we said this in our previous video that Uche would never get over this thing. So if you came out saying that she has to get over it very, very quickly and move on and heal. And we said it's not going to happen. So you coming out now with crocodile tears about your friend Uche. This is not about your friend Uche. This is about you and the fact that you know that the implication of this case is huge. And I think the big loss for you, I mean, you've already lost it already anyway. I mean, when you started this saga of defaming, and then you now, I told Editorial and her sisters, I said, do not follow Lily Pope. Lily Pope is infested with demons, and I don't mean like demons as in demons, but all those sins of the flesh that they talk about. You know, Lily Pope will infect you and get you to do things that you should not do. The two sisters and Editorial stupidly followed Lily Pope and see where it's landed them in court. So Lily Pope herself has already, because of her narcissistic personality, you know, just pushed, you know, to the point now where, you know, without her realizing, we now dug up that her certificates are all fake. So, you know, I feel that with Lily Pope, when she goes to court, whether she turns up, she doesn't turn up, a lot of her personal history is going to be dug up, including those certificates, which is going to be huge. So any plans that she had that she's going to become Minister of Health, or she's going to go for political position, all of this information is going to be out there. Once again, it could have been avoided with a simple apology. So how do we think the Orange trial is going to go? Well, you know, I think there's going to be, you know, they may not even just turn up in court. Remember, this is Nigeria, and they think that if they don't turn up, things will just go away. No, it's now in court. So whether you like it or not, process will have to be followed. I would suggest that you go and speak to a lawyer. Do not just not attend. You need to at least know what's going on so you can defend yourself, because this is actually going to be quite nasty, quite bad. All of you have something to lose. And so I would suggest that you really think about your options, where you're going, and go and get legal advice. An Editorial, go and protect your hotel, because that hotel at the moment is a sitting duck to be bankrupted, to be liquidated. Kemsey, you need to go and protect your license. Go and protect it. I don't know if it's too late for you to go and beg this doctor now, but I would suggest that you maybe try and do something, because it's not looking good. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that these ladies are going to turn up in court on Thursday, the 13th? Do you believe that they have any defense for the comments that they made against the doctor? Because remember, this is not Vicky that's suing them, it's the doctor. So do you think they have any defense for those comments that they made about the doctor? What do you think are going to be the consequences for them if they are found guilty? Do you think this is the reason why Jenny got married so early? Do you think that she's depending on her political connections now to protect her from this court case? Do you think that Jenny's husband deserves to have been duped like this into this black wedding and this black marriage? You know, to get married and immediately you're in the middle of a defamation court case. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below.